The following episode of Generation Random is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content and graphic language. Listener discretion is advised. If you're a bit of a sook, prob's not for you.
Life is very random, life is very random, life is very random to me. Life is very random, very, very random, very, very random to say. No, you cannot see, cause life is very random. Life is very random to me, oh yeah. Life is very random to me. Random.
How the fuck are you, randoms? Thanks for joining for another episode of Generation Random with me, your host, Chris. Today, I have a very special guest. He's been along for the ride for my whole life. It's my brother, the big little brother, Daniel. Dan, how the fuck are you, mate?
Pretty fucking good, mate. I'm pretty fucking good. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. I see you're fucking lazing about at home, just sitting in the fucking bedroom, just kicking back, doing fuck all, which you've done most of your life. So I see nothing's changed.
Yeah, mate. It's the only place that I can seek some form of solitude from the rest of the craziness that's going on in the place. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. It's fucking mental out there, and I'm going to be so glad when I don't have a podcast episode that I don't fucking talk about this fucking coronavirus. But mate, it's crazy. We just had restrictions lifted on Friday, and which were only little restrictions, weren't like full blown, but. People have taken it as, you know what, we've got no more restrictions. Let's fucking go out and party. I was at the shops today and you would never thought that there was restrictions. Social distancing has gone out the fucking window.
Yeah. It's like they just don't fucking care. And, you know, what I've noticed is that the majority of people that are going against all these things are the ones that are crying out about having no job either. And the thing is that the quicker that they start following the rules, the quicker that we can all get back to what we were doing before, and the quicker that more jobs go on the market because things are open, life is going back to normal. So, yeah, it's a bit of a crazy situation. You know, me and my family have sort of gone out today. We went to a park at, 9:30 this morning, and within like half an hour, you could practically not move. There's just too many people there, and we had to leg it.
So if you're listening to this, listen, cunts, stay the fuck home. It does not mean go out. It does not mean have a fucking party. It does not mean we'll fucking go to JB Hi-Fi and fucking have a little party in there or every fucking shopping centre. Stay the fuck home, cunts. It's that fucking simple. Ugh. I got that out of my system now. You're used to my rants. You've heard those through many of the year. So my first question is, how the fuck did you stay alive living with me all these years?
To be honest, that's actually quite a tough question, Chris. I don't know how I did it, and I can't provide an answer to you. I think I'm probably one of the strongest people that you know that
strong-willed
out there.
See,
yeah, I'm strong-willed basically.
I've made you into a better
to this
person.
very day, I still don't know how I put up with you. So you know, it's just one of those things. But I managed to do it, so it's all good.
So if you know me and Daniel personally, you would know how chalk and cheese we are. Where I'm the loud, out there, brash, no filter, will say anything that's on my mind kind of person, and then you have my very reserved, quiet brother who, you know, doesn't want to get into shit, doesn't want to get into the trouble, just wants to live his life and get on with it. He doesn't want to piss anybody off. So you can imagine how embarrassing I was for him when we went somewhere, and I'd be that loud person always getting in trouble, and my brother would be behind me going, "Chris, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, Chris. Shut the fuck up." That's all. And I'd be like getting nudges in the back. Stop it, Chris. Fucking stop it. I'll tell you how passive he was. I'll tell you a story, and he'll start laughing when he hears this story. Is that we're at a pub. We went out to a pub in Penrith, which is our hometown. Penrith represent Western Sydney. And I happen to get on the rums all night. Now, I'm not a very good rum drinker. I get very talky and fighty when I'm on the rums. And then we decided to leave here about I think it was about 2:00 in the morning. Daniel had a friend with him. And we decided to walk to a club called Panthers. Now, if you're a local in Western Sydney, you would know what Penrith is. It's a massive club. It's the biggest club in the Southern Hemisphere, am I right? Well, we're walking down there and we're walking at the main street, and these 5 guys decided that they were walking. I was in front of my brother, and he was probably about 20 metres in front of my brother and his mate. And these 5 guys started walking down. And I changed that story. I was about 20 metres behind my brother and his friend. That's right. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the story. And as they walked past my brother and their friend, they yelled some unsavoury things at my brother and his mate, and Daniel, being Daniel, kind of just put his head down and was like, "All right, no, let's take it," and kept walking. I could not. I could not leave it alone, could I, Daniel?
No, like all other things, you always have to have a dig, which is what you did. And I think at that moment I was just like, because obviously I was 20 metres in front of you, you didn't see what was going on in my head and what I was pacing to myself back and forth. And when they said that to me, I was thinking to myself, and I was saying to my mate, I was like, "Don't fucking do it, Chris. Don't fucking do it." And then the next second I hear behind, because I wasn't looking behind me, I hear this, "Oh, you stopped them and you said something like, you know what, mate?" I can't remember what you said, but you mouthed off to him. And
I think I called him a cunt and told him that his bark's worse than his bite. And
something like that. But from that moment on,
he didn't particularly like that statement, and he come over and he punched me about 3 times in the head in quick succession, and then started walking off. And me sitting there, I'm quite drunk, and I've just been punched in the head about 3 or 4 times. And the only thing I could do was probably the worst thing I could do was I sat there and laughed. That was my pain response. So don't get me wrong, I'm not laughing because I'm a hard cunt. I'm laughing because that was my pain response. I was fucking hurting. And I just start laughing for no fucking reason at all, which is probably the worst thing because all 5 of them then came and kicked my fucking ass. They laid the smack down. All while my brother sat there and watched.
The funniest thing, though, that was from that whole thing wasn't you getting your ass kicked. It was my mate at the time. Well, my mate still is. He's Chinese, right? But he hadn't come out to Penrith before, and he was from Northwest Sydney, and he was always saying to me at work, "Oh, I've got to come out to Penrith, hang out with you." And I said, "All right, we'll go out with my brother." And this is what happened. The whole way through that ordeal with Chris getting the 7 shades of shit beaten out of him, my mate was just standing back going, "Oh, don't talk to me. I'm just a tourist. Don't talk to me."
He started talking in Chinese accent. The cunt has a more bogan fucking Aussie accent than me. And when they said, "Oh, do you want a piece of this?" he turns around and goes, "Oh, no. I mean, I'm just a tourist." In a Chinese accent. Oh, fuck it. Didn't even get in. You both stood there and watched me get 7 shades of shit out of me. And
like you said, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So, yeah.
Fucking, well, you could have fucked them. Then no, fair enough. But yeah, so that's a bit of an insight on what my brother's like. But yeah, in that, he always knew I had his back and everything like that. There's been some fucking weird nights out with you, my brother. You have a tendency of having people think you're somebody you're not.
Yeah.
You're out in the club. So, I don't know what it is about your face, but everyone thinks you're somebody else that owes them money. That's either you're either lying to us, or you owe a lot of people money and you fuck other people's girlfriends a lot. Back in the day.
So there was this. What Chris is referring to. There was this one night where Chris, this is probably, I would say about 10 years or so now, gone past. But our parents were out for the night, or they were out actually on a cruise, and so we were left at the home to look after the home for a couple of weeks. And Chris was just
mistake they made.
Yeah, Chris was just chilling at home by himself, and I decided to go out with a bunch of workmates again. They were all they were said, oh, let's go out in Penrith. So I took them out to this place called the Red Cow, which is like this shitty derelict of a pub that's right by the station. You get,
although I must say
standard.
It's pretty good now. They've made it into a pretty good pub now. So
back then it was shitty. So it's where you'd get like the 6 a.m. beer drinkers, and all the dregs of the night winding up there. But they used to have this like Friday night sort of. They would convert it into like a nightclub type thing. And I remember going there with these guys, and one of them was actually a footballer for the NRL. He was in the you're gonna have to help me out here, Chris.
Reserve grade.
Yeah, he was in the reserve grade, and I didn't really know him particularly well. He worked with me, but he was mates with the other guys that I went out with. And I remember standing there near the dance floor, and this guy come up to me and just shoved me a bit, and I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, who are you? And he's like, oh, you're Darren. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you're Darren. And I said, well, mate, my name's not Darren. Like, yeah, I don't know who you think I am, but I'm definitely not Darren. I said, so can you fuck off? And he goes, no, you are. And then this other little dude come up and started pushing me and everything. And so I just turned my back to them because I was just like, oh, just leave me alone. You guys are pests. The moment I turned my back to them, I copped a king hit right to the back of the head.
Fucking coward punch.
I got coward punched to the side of the head, and bits of my teeth chipped away, and I knocked flat down on the ground. But I didn't black out. I sort of stood up, and I was trying to regain my consciousness. And by the time I did that, this guy that was with us that I didn't really know that worked with us, was the reserve grader. He had the dude that was punching me. He had his head slamming on the table like continuously 5 or 6 times. And all hell broke loose, and there was all this fighting and stuff, and we got kicked out. Anyways, I come home that night. Chris is sitting there just chilling out, fucking probably sunk about 20 beers deep. I come in with like my whole side of my face just completely like swollen, and Chris is like, "The fuck is going on here?" And all the guys are like, "Oh yeah, we just got into a scuffle and everything," and like it went quiet. I remember the only thing that Chris did was he goes, "All right, I know a cure for all this quietness. Let's pop on some porn." And all the guys, I'm sitting here, I'm like, for fuck's sake, like I'm with my workmates that some of them I don't even know. I really don't want to screw this up. And Chris is like, dude, you've just had like 10 shades of shit beaten out of you. You think that's, like you're trying not to disappoint them. You've already done it. Like you can't go, So
I whack on a bit of Pirates, the Triple X porn edition, and we all sat there like men and fucking watched a bit. That's a bonding session right there, isn't it? Yeah, and look at that, you've got some lifelong friends out of that one.
Yeah.
I actually forgot about the porn thing. I forgot that's what I did. I think it was because I didn't know what to do. You come back and I was like, well, I can't go out anywhere and beat the living fuck out of this guy because I don't know where he is. And I was just like, you're all tensed up. You're all fucking, you know what you're like. You've been in a fight. You're fighting, your adrenaline's pumping, the fucking testosterone is like fucking raging through your veins. You guys there's about 5 of you walk into the house at about 2 o'clock in the morning or something. And you guys are just like fucking so amped up. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I got to calm you down. Fucking chuck some porn on, watch some titties. Titties relax me. So, why not? Why not relax everybody else? Yeah. So, you like me, we both grew up being massive gamers, and it's kind of changed my life very much being a gamer. Where I full well back in the day where I had some trouble with depression, anxiety.